Hi, and welcome back to my returning viewers. I wanted to get this video out quickly so that I might actually be able to talk about something relevant in time, but that aside, the new war bond is out, and I haven't gotten to play around with it a lot yet, but I've gotten some quality time with the new primary, the variable. Now, I really enjoy this weapon, which may be a hot take for some of you, but I really don't care. I'll defend this weapon simply because it finally gives me something other than support weapons or the Jar 5 to deal with overseers, and I will forever be grateful for more options to kill those punk squid bastards. But to get on track, this is how-to variable. So let's get started. Now, I'll flash the stats on screen right now, and if you're curious, you can pause now, as I mainly want to get to talking about how to use this weapon. So, let's get into the general tactics. Now, this gun is a jack-of-all-trades type of weapon when it comes to dealing with enemies, as its 3 different firing modes help it against basically any of the enemies your primary may come across that isn't a super heavily armored enemy. As a basic rundown on the firing modes, and what enemies to use them on. Single shot is your main go-to for lighter enemies in general chaff. Think of stuff that doesn't have too much health and just requires a fast fire rate to mow down. Volley fire is for beefier enemies. Think overseers and brood commanders, or flesh mobs. However, this firing mode has more kick than single, so make sure to space your shots. Lastly is total for insane burst damage. This firing mode is best used on hulks and chargers as it can one-shot the both of them on their weak point. So, with the basic rundown out of the way, you're likely wondering, with a toolkit like that, why didn't you mention more bot enemies? Well, you see, that's because the variable has the scariest stat to any overly sweaty Helldivers player. Light pin. And due to that, I'd actually have to agree with them for once and advise against using the variable on bots. While it can hit weak points in single fire, most of your other firing modes don't help it much with that task, and you're better off going with the Liberator or Tenderizer if you want a light pin weapon on the bot front. But now that I've clarified bots aren't exactly good to bring it on, let's get into the other 2 factions and how to actually get some faction-specific use out of the weapon. So on bugs, I found that you mainly want to use your single shot firing mode. This is due to the waves upon waves of chaff bugs, and the higher speed fire rate combined with a pretty good mag size make this weapon great at tearing through them. Whenever you do run into heavier bugs, switch to either total or volley and blast them away. Like I said earlier, total is better for flanking chargers and volley is better for brood commanders. The variable works well with pretty much any loadout to being able to cover a wide variety of enemies on bugs, so you won't need to accommodate for it. Just slap it on and have fun with the weapon. Up next is squids, and this gun is even better against the tentacled menace. Once again, single fire for chaff like Voteless and volley fire for heavier enemies. However, there is something that I want to highlight right before anyone tries this. I don't know if it's a bug, but the Overseer's armor can tank an entire blast from this gun, and it's not due to the damage, as a total blast is nearly enough to kill a flesh mob and one-shot a Hulk. But it's due to the Overseer's armor tanking all the extra damage even after it's been shot off. So don't bother wasting a total on fire on an Overseer. Just use volley fire to 2-shot them in the chest. Flesh mobs are another enemy you don't really want of total fire, and you're better off just aiming for the heads with the volley fire. If it's still alive after that, just a few extra shots should be enough to put it down. So, as I stated before in the bug segment, loadout-wise, you can pretty much bring this thing into anything on either of these 2 fronts. It basically serves the role of the all-round primary really well, and I personally would say if I was doing a tier list, it'd probably be around high A just because of how versatile this damn thing is. So, that's the video. I'll do a bigger video on the Warbond as a whole, which will be longer, as I really enjoy the content in this Warbond, and honestly, Warbonds allow me to cover more ground in general when it comes to content. Once again, thank you guys for all the support and always leaving your opinions in the comments. I love to see all the different viewpoints you guys can have, and y'all are pretty civil most of the time, so good job on that front too. And we're almost at 1K subs, so I hate to say it, but you know, subscribing would be pretty cool right about now. But that's all for me from this video. Bye bye.